Hi, have you ever been inside a hamster ball? Well, for me to describe it to you, it's pretty much bouncing on your bed. The only difference is, it's inflatable, plus you can bounce around in it. In this video today, I will be talking to you about the work, health and safety related issues for the hamster ball at Games to You. The hamster ball, or otherwise known as zorbing, is a giant inflatable ball which allows for a single person to hop inside of, to run, walk, even relax inside of. It is made of a durable plastic with an outer layer and an inside layer, well, for the person to fit inside, which can be inflated. In other words, the hamster ball acts like a giant cushion. Anyone can hop in, provided they aren't too big to fit in through the entrance. And at Games to You, there is always a games coach controlling the ball at all times to make sure that the person inside is safe and well, and to prevent any possible injuries, which will be covered later on in this video. Setup and pack up of the hamster ball. Since the hamster ball has to be tough to prevent any sort of puncture of some kind, logically it is going to be very, very hard to move around. For the setup, there is a minimum of 2 people required to lift the hamster ball out of the trailer and over to the area where it is being set up to prevent a single person from lifting it and causing injuries to their back or other parts of their body. The inflation of the hamster ball can take up to 5 minutes before being fully pumped, and around the same time for it to deflate. This has to be with the use of a multi-purpose pump, because blowing air into it was going to take quite a while. Once again, pack up of the hamster ball is very difficult, and as it is very hard to move around. Ensure that there are 2 people moving it at all times to prevent any injuries and the safety of others around them. Hazards to do with the weather. Naturally, if the hamster ball is being run outside, it can be affected by the weather, such as strong wind, rain or water, or even the sun. Strong wind can be a dangerous hazard, as the user may not be able to control the direction of the hamster ball when inside. It can push them off course and can cause injuries to both the participant inside and people outside watching if an accident occurs. This is why there has to be an instructor controlling the ball at all times. Rain and water is a very high risk, since the rain can block out the vision of the person inside the hamster ball and potentially blind them from having a clear view of where they are going. Heat in the sun can affect people both inside and outside of the hamster ball. As the ball is made out of plastic, it can potentially get very humid and hot inside, causing dehydration and fatigue a lot faster for the person inside. Same thing can occur for the game coach on duty with the hamster ball. To prevent all risks associated with the 3 factors above, the staff on duty will discuss and determine whether activity is safe to run in the weather conditions. If there is an area more suitable for the hamster ball to run, it will take place there. Hazards for the terrain. Terrain can play a big factor on the safety of the participants, along with the game coach. The best surfaces for the hamster ball to run on would be flat, smooth surfaces, such as basketball courts and or indoor gymnasiums. Grass and kappa are also acceptable, as they are soft and won't do any harm to the plastic of the hamster ball, provided that there are no large or sharp objects embedded into the surface. Other surfaces that can damage the hamster ball, such as gravel or rocks, sharp objects and so on, will damage the surface of the hamster ball and potentially cause punctures to the ball and injuries into the person inside. Objects which cannot be moved or affected, such as trees or walls, are also a hazard, as if bumped into, they can cause the participant to be thrown around and cause possible injuries that will be covered later on. They also have the potential to cause punctures in the ball. Once again, the staff on the event at the time will assess these factors and decide whether or not it is suitable for the hamster ball to run on. Injuries prevention and the correct use of the hamster ball for the participant. The big issue with the hamster ball is the safety of the participants, both inside and outside of the ball. To get inside of the hamster ball, the person will get in head first, or they can sit down on the edge and back into the ball, which can be safer depending on the person, provided there is someone to support as they get in. When inside of the hamster ball, sitting or lying down is not allowed at Games to You. Standing up at all times, this is so everyone gets a fair shot and it runs smoothly. If the participant falls when using the hamster ball, rolling head over heels is dangerous and can potentially cause head, neck or spinal injuries that can impair the user for life. When falling, it is recommended that they fall onto their side, kind of like a rolling log down a hill. This way the body will absorb majority of the impact and prevents any injuries. Although this method can potentially cause injuries to the limbs, but is safer to do than fall onto your head or neck. When getting out of the hamster ball, the person is to get out feet first instead of head first, which is quite popular amongst the younger age group. This will also prevent head, neck and spinal injuries. When people are around the hamster ball, they can also be injured if the hamster ball hits or knocks them. This is why everyone is to stand back away from the hamster ball, preferably a couple of meters, or outside of the path and direction that it is heading. People can be run over by the hamster ball if in front or if it's moving. This can be very painful and can cause injuries. Objects on the participant or things that they are wearing or are suitable to wear inside of the hamster ball can vary. Shoes are to be taken off at all times when inside the hamster ball. Glasses, necklaces or other jewellery are recommended to be taken off, although there is an exception for glasses if the participant cannot see what is around them when inside. Injuries. Injuries are quite common and many of them have been mentioned in the video previously. These are the more obvious ones and can be prevented very easily. In the past, from my experience of working at Games to You, there haven't been any major injuries to anyone. That means my colleagues and myself are doing our job well, as safety of the participant is first priority. There have been a few knocks, bumps and stupid things which have happened to the younger age group of people that we cater for, although this is usually common with their age group with any sort of physical activity. Even though we try to prevent this at all costs, so the participants and people that we cater for are happy. To conclude, in this video, I've covered the main and some of the not so obvious work health and safety issues which can arise with the activity of the hamster ball, which is one of the many activities that Games to You has to offer. In this video, I cover the main and basic safety rules and etiquettes of the hamster ball, as well as the hazards that we cannot control and the ones which we can prevent and discuss and make changes to on the day. Thank you for watching.